Welcome to the Get Fit with Me, expanding your physical and mental fitness group. This group is for individuals who are ready to expand both their physical and mental fitness while helping and supporting others with similar goals all along the way. Today, we have a movement workshop. So every other week, we're going to do something that is going to involve you standing up, getting out of your chair if you are able. If you are not, you can work in the chair, and actual movement throughout our day. The opposite weeks are going to be more of that mental fitness work. So last week we talked about emotional eating. Next week we are going to be talking about organization, and that can look like organization on your desk, or it can look like organization in our mind. So we're going to kind of start alternating these. So if you know you really like the movements, you can start to plan that on your schedule. Or if you really like the mental fitness portion, you kind of plan that in advance, knowing that there is some sort of rhyme or reason to what we are doing every other week. So we have 4 new members this week. We have Audrey, Kathy, Jenny, and Taylor. Thank you guys for joining the group. I am super excited to get to know you guys. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to comment on anything, reach out to me individually, reach out to somebody else in the group that you may know. So excited to have you here. And last thing, if you are on Facebook watching right now, hashtag live for me or hashtag replay. For those of you who are watching live, click the little Zoom link above and join us in here. You are going to get the most out of these trainings if you are actually on the calls. What that's going to mean is today we are going to be moving, and if something doesn't feel right as you are watching on Facebook, jump on into the Zoom and I can help correct you. I am a huge advocate for form and things feeling and moving correctly. So if something doesn't feel right, jump on in, click that little link and jump on in here. So we have Jean with us today. I have missed you. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's been busy summer, and so, but I've had a lot of stress in my neck, so I definitely wanted to jump on, but I probably am going to have to leave in about 20 minutes, but
that is okay, because I was actually going to say today we're going to keep it to 30 minutes. I'm going to respect your guys' time and everything that's going on. I appreciate you guys jumping on with your busy schedule, so we're going to keep a nice 30 minutes today, unless conversation goes over, but we are going to plan for 30. So Jean, do you mind telling us who you are, where you're from, and like what you do that you think causes some of your neck pain, if you have an idea?
My name is Jean, and I am from the Mid-Michigan area, and I am a teacher. So I just doing that and the stress of getting ready to start the year and making sure everything's right. All of my tension goes right here into my neck, and I know it does, and it always has. So, yeah, that's my story.
Do you currently stretch your neck in any sort of fashion, either daily, weekly?
I'll just kind of stretch side to side, and then sometimes I get a massage, but it's, go to the chiropractor. That helps because I get out of whack there. So, and that's usually once a week for the chiropractor.
I was hoping that was for the massage. I wish I could have a massage every week. That'd be awesome.
Right? Yeah.
Well, we're going to go over multiple other stretches that you can do right at your desk, right while you can even do them while teaching. Your students may look at you funny, but if it helps you, it doesn't matter. So first, I'm going to say the importance of stretching is to loosen the tight muscles, whether it's from stress, whether it's from just holding our head up, looking at a screen, looking down as we walk throughout the day. We use our head and our neck for so many things, and we tend to lack the love back to it. So it holds us up, it allows us to do lots of things, but we never really give it any love to say, oh, thank you for that. Let me repair you. Let me help you. While we are stretching, that's going to increase the blood flow, which is going to make those muscles warmer, which is going to make them move easier. Our range of motion is going to increase along with our mobility. So a lot of times you'll probably see people like go to check their blind spot. And as we get older, we're kind of limited. We're not able to look as far. We have to kind of like turn at the waist. Whereas if we're able to work on our range of motion here and our mobility, I can still check my blind spot without having to turn and look. So working on those things earlier in life rather than later allows for our mobility to be better. As we go through, I am a huge advocate of when we stretch, it should all be slow and controlled. Yes, I know stretching takes up time in our day when we are busy and we feel like we could be doing other things more productive with our time. I feel that, I fall into that, but as soon as we start creating a habit or a system that works on, top of every hour, I'm going to take 2 minutes, creating a system that works is going to make it seem less daunting. I'm not telling you to go stretch for 20 minutes at a time. I'm telling you to, as you move through all these stretches, just take your time, be controlled, move through them slowly, and listen to your body on how things feel. If I like to range from 1 to 7. So 1 is I'm stretching and I don't feel anything. I feel no stretch at all. To a 7, meaning that stretch is super intense and it is at the point where it is causing pain. I like people to fall somewhere between a 3 and a 5, depending on the individual, how active you are, how much you currently stretch, and all of that kind of stuff. So with that being the case, keep that in mind that you need to be between about a 3 and a 5 while you are stretching today. So we will get started. Let's start by standing up. Because this is a movement workshop, if you are able to stand, I would love you to stand up. Take those feet, place them underneath your hips. Take your hips, tuck them underneath so we're not sticking our butt out. And let's just move into some shoulder rolls backwards. Tension in our neck is caused by tightness in our chest, tightness in our upper back, and a lot of forward is what I would call turtling. So some shoulder rolls backwards allows us to start warming up those chest muscles, warming up that upper back, and warming up those shoulders. Sometimes I also like to do single arm rolls or single sided rolls. This really helps you dissociate one side from the other. We do a lot of things bilaterally, that it's nice to kind of break it up and do one side at a time. So after we've done our shoulder rolls, I then like to move into an I, Y, and T motion. It's going to help open that chest up, get that upper back warm, get us all feeling good throughout this. So same thing, feet underneath our hips tucked, core tight, hands are going to start down in front of us, thumbs up. I'm then going to reach up as high as I can without, as high and as far back as I can without arching my back and leaning. So I'm keeping everything nice and tight. Right here is where I'm at, feeling nice and warm. Coming on down, nice and slow. Next one we have is a Y. So that is your I. Your Y, you're gonna come up like you're doing the I, like the YMCA. Same concept here. You don't want to arch that back. You want to stay up nice and straight. Feel a nice stretch through here. We're getting all these muscles loosened up, which is going to already start to help take some of that pain away in our neck. Good. Slowly coming on down. And then our last one is a T. So going out nice and wide, like you're going to give somebody a big hug. This is one where you can probably get a greater range of motion than the other two. I know this right here, I'm a lot more mobile than when I am in that I position, going up above my head. So things to remember for both of these. We do the shoulder rolls backwards to get from about here all the way around, nice and warmed up. And then we move in those I's, Y's, and T's to keep those muscles warm. If you don't have time to start with those, that is okay. But if you're going to do this all in one sitting, it is great to start with those shoulder rolls and then move into those I's, Y's, and T's, because we can stretch our neck as much as we want. But if all these other muscles around our neck are tight, it's not really going to loosen. It will loosen for a small period of time, but it will go right back to being tight because all your other muscles are super contracted and still angry with you. So we have our shoulder rolls, nice and slow, and then we have our eyes. Back down, Y, back down, and T. Good. Okay, so let's move into those actual neck stretches. I'm feeling nice and warm. I'm no longer chilly. The AC has been pumping in here. So I am nice and warm. I'm feeling good. Always make sure that while you are standing, your feet are underneath your hips and you have a slight bend in your knees. Never want to lock your knees out. Roll your shoulders back and down. And I want you to look over your right shoulder. So with this is kind of what I talked about earlier. I don't want those hips to shift for you to look over your right shoulder. I want hips to stay squared with the screen or squared forward wherever you're at, and just look. I feel a little bit of a stretch here, and I can tell that my mobility on this side is not as great as my other side when I did this. We're going to hold for 20 to 30 seconds based on how that is feeling. If you are feeling like this is starting to fatigue your body, then hold for more like 10 to 15. But if this feels good, hold for more than 20 to 30. Slow and controlled, come back to center. And now let's go the other way. Looking over that left shoulder. Trying not to let their shoulders creep up, relax them. Take a deep breath. And come back to center. Okay, we do everything 2 times per side. So reset yourself, always shake it out if you need to. And let's go back. Right, looking over that right shoulder without shifting our hips, without shifting our shoulders. We're staying straight on. Take some deep breaths. It's important to breathe through this. When we are stretching, if we do not breathe, we're not able to get oxygen into those muscles, which is not going to allow that blood flow to flow as nicely. Good. Slowly release. Come back to center. Let's do one more time the other way. You should be noticing that the second time, you may be able to go a little bit further. If you are going less far, please let me know. It means we are doing something incorrectly, because you should be able to go at least the same amount, maybe even further, depending on how tight your body is feeling. Nice deep breaths, relaxing those shoulders, slight bend in your knees, no locking them out. Good, and back to center. And remember, if you are seated, make sure we're in good position. Our legs aren't crossed. We're not sitting all funky. Like, sit down, both feet on the ground, 90-degree bend in your knees as you are sitting. Sit up straight. That is the important part about this. Okay, so we've done shoulder rolls. We've done eyes, eyes, and T's, and we've done look over our shoulder. These are not names that if you Google, you probably will not find. So just keep in mind to look back at this video if you are getting confused by something that I say. Next one we have is looking up and looking down. I like to look up first, and I also like to remind people to not let that back arch as we look up. You're going to start with a nice neutral gaze off into the distance. Take a deep breath and slowly lower that neck back. Taking some deep breaths here. I'm not arching my back. I'm at my normal position here. So if you're in this position, I'm going to rotate as I'm here. Something else you can do. So right now, this may feel really good. I usually feel tightness in the back of my neck when I do this, but I also feel a good stretch right here. I like to take my hands and place them right in my clavicle. So your clavicle is that bone, is those bones that run right here. And I like to massage right underneath it. Just kind of pushing my fingers in and out, nice and easy, doing some self-massage here. So what this is going to do is it's going to loosen these muscles here, allowing for a greater stretch. Also going to relax the body. I have a massage gun that I also use when I do this, if I don't feel like using my fingers, and I find that is super helpful, especially at the end of a long work week. Good. Release those hands, bring your head on up, back to neutral position. Good. Gaze off ahead, nice neutral body. Now I want you to bring your chin to your chest, without rolling your body forward. So this is where the double, triple, or quadruple chin comes in. Drop the chin down. I feel a great stretch already from the back of my skull to about right here. If you're like, Morgan, this isn't too bad, I could probably go a little bit more, but how do I do that? You're gonna take those hands, place it back on your head with slight pressure, press down, press your head down towards the ground, taking a deep breath, and relax. This right here is going to intensify that stretch, allowing it to go more in between those shoulder blades. With my slight pressure, I now feel it from the bottom of my skull to the middle of my shoulder blades. Release the hand, bring our head up with control. Good. Okay, that's one time. Let's go through time number 2. Hips underneath, slight bend in our knees. Let the head fall back without arching that spine. Slow and controlled. Remember, you can do some self-massage to this chest area if you would like. This is very helpful. If you feel a side's a little bit tighter than the other, kind of dedicate both those hands to that side. If you're just going to stand, try to stand with your palms open. That's going to open that chest up. Good. Slowly bring that head on up, back to neutral. Now let's bring that chin to our chest without rolling those shoulders. Make that double chin. Feel that nice little stretch. Hands can go behind that head for slight pressure. Good. Release those hands. Bring that head on up. Awesome. Okay, so those are the first 4. We have 2 more that we are going to go through. Number 1, we are going to be in that same position. So our chin's going to come to our chest. You're going to take your right hand and place it behind your back. And you're going to look down at a 45-degree angle to that left foot. From here, I'm releasing my trap, allowing a good stretch from the back of my skull, side/back, all the way down. So I'm looking down. Same thing applies. If you would like to intensify the stretch, you're going to take that left arm, place it behind that head, and slight pressure through. So from the side, you always want to release that top hand first, bring that head up, and then release the bottom arm. The bottom arm is super important because it's going to release it's going to release those trap muscles, which are also involved in holding that neck up and supporting it. Let's go to the other side. So my left arm goes back behind like a chicken wing. Head comes down. 45-degree turn towards my right foot. Feel a nice little stretch. You can take my right hand, place it behind my head. Add a little bit of pressure. This I find with my clients is where they see the most relief. These are part of those muscles that connect your front and your back and your side. It connects it all when we hit this angle. Nice deep breaths. Release that hand. Bring the head up. Release that arm. Good. I'm going to show you one more stretch and then we will go through this stretch and the next one more time. So next one we're going to do is we're going to create that chicken wing again with that left side, and you're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. So when you are here, you will feel a good stretch from up this shoulder all the way up. If you'd like to intensify, take that right hand, grab kind of by your ear and give it just a slight pull. I usually feel mine pull right up through here too. So depending on what portion of your neck is kind of giving you some trouble today. Nice deep breath. Remember, oxygen is important. Water is important. Remove the top hand. Bring your head up with control, back to neutral. Lower that left arm. So let's go to the other side. So right arm goes behind like a chicken wing. Left ear to left shoulder. Placing that hand on the outside if you would like to increase. And giving a slight pull. Trying to stay nice and equal. So a lot of times we'll drop the head forward, which is perfectly okay. But making sure we're also staying in a nice, even line right here. I'm not letting my head drop back. I'm not letting it drop forward. Staying in a nice straight line from my head to my shoulder. Good. Release that hand. Release that arm. Awesome. We just have one more time through. So we're going to go back to that first one where we're bringing our chin to our chest. And then we're going to look at a 45-degree angle towards our toe. And we're going to take that opposite hand behind. So chin to your chest. I'm going to take my left hand behind, which means I'm looking down at my right toe at a 45-degree angle. Right hand is going behind the head, pulling slight pressure down towards the ground. We're holding here. Go ahead, release that tap hand. Bring that head up, back to center. Release, and let's switch sides. So first, bring that chin to our chest. Right hand goes behind. Look towards that left foot. Left hand goes behind that head. Slight pressure down. Remember, slight bend in those knees. A lot of times we have a tendency to lock them out. I know. Release that hand. Bring that head up. Release that arm. Good. Always feel free to do shoulder rolls in between. I am a huge fan of reverse shoulder rolls. I do not like forward shoulder rolls because we sit in such a forward roll so much throughout our life that yes, it is good to stretch this, but I do reverse shoulder rolls more. Last time through, you guys, let's take our right ear to our right shoulder. Left hand goes behind like a chicken wing. Right hand to the outside of that left side of our head. Nice little pull. Nice deep breaths. I personally will end up doing this anywhere from 2 to 4 times a day. I do not usually do this whole circuit at once because as you can see, by doing it 2 to 3 times and you really slowing and using control, release that hand, bring that head up, release that arm, switch sides. By doing this, drop that ear over. Good. By doing this, it does take up time, but I will choose 1 or 2 exercises. So usually, or stretches. Usually these last 2 that we do, this one right here and that 45-degree turn, those are usually the 2 that are my go-to. If I am able to lay on the ground and do some eyes, Y's, and T's, I will lay down. Sometimes I'll stand up. The main thing is movement throughout your day and not just staying stationary is going to help keep those muscles loose and stop tightening on you and creating pain. Good, relax, come on up. Good. So we've done our shoulder rolls backwards, our eyes, Y's, and T's. We've done our shoulder rotation, so looking over right to left. We've done our look down at a 45, and we've done our side bend. Those are some of my favorite exercises. And like I said, I do these multiple times a day, but I rarely do this full circuit unless I have a good chunk. Instead, what I will do is I will go out for a walk and I will work on my rotation as I'm walking. I try to multitask because movement in your body, whether it be just stretching like this, our upper body, whether it is moving on a walk, it is standing, as long as you are moving every few hours and getting out of your stationary state, whether that's sitting at a desk or standing at a desk, your body is going to thank you and feel so much better. So I want to know from you guys, what are your biggest takeaways? What exercise are you going to start incorporating? Drop it in the comments and let me know. And how often do you want, what is your goal on how many times to do it? I will follow up with you guys because I want to know how these are going. And if you have any problems with any of these, let me know. I'm here to help. I want to make sure that what you are doing feels good, that it's falling between that 3 and that 5 on that stretch sensation scale. Remember, 1 is I barely feel it. I don't feel it at all. And 7 is this is such an intense stretch that it is getting ready to cause me pain. I want you guys between a 3 and a 5. So as we finish up here, make sure to let me know how you liked the training. What was your favorite stretch? Did you find instant relief? I know I found instant relief. It also just causes me to be more aware of my body and less out of my mind in the computer, which we get caught in the computer so often we forget to listen to our body and help our body out throughout the day. So next week, like I said, we're talking about organization in a mental state. So whether that is actually physically organizing our minds, or that's organizing our business, organizing our desk, organizing our life on a calendar, I'm going to be sharing some things that I have learned that allow me to work 4 jobs, have me time, create solid boundaries of not working weekends and not working after 5 p.m., that I am able to get the things done that I want to get done and not feel stressed, overwhelmed, or just anxious about everything. So if you struggle with organization in any aspect of your life, join our training next week at 3 o'clock. Remember, we join here every Thursday at 3. Every other week, we have a movement workshop. So in 2 weeks, we will have another movement workshop. If anything comes to mind of something that you want to learn, if you have a piece of equipment that you're like, please teach me, or you have a part of your body that is starting to bring you some pain and you'd like some stretches, or you're struggling with some lower back pain and you'd like some exercises to strengthen that. Whatever that is, drop it in the comments. Please let me know what that is so that I can help serve you better. As always, you guys have any questions, please let me know, reach out. Final thoughts here. I teach 3 classes a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Monday and Wednesday are 12 to 12:30. Those are your lunchtime classes, and Thursday is 5:10 to 5:40. If you are interested in all of these classes, drop a class in the comments and let me know. I'll reach out to you. We will make sure we get you all set up. Your first class is free. If you realize the classes times do not work for you, but you want the recordings, you're like, I want to do your classes, but I just can't make the time because of my schedule. Perfectly okay. Still drop class. We'll have a conversation and I'll get you set up with how to receive the recordings if you are interested. So have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, you guys. I will see you next Thursday to talk about organization. I'll see you guys then.